In today's video, I'm showing you and walking you through how to use a brand new tool for finding profitable keywords on Amazon Direct Publishing and Audible ACX. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Dane, and on this channel I talk all about self-publishing books on Amazon, on entrepreneurship, and just lifestyle in general. So if that kind of thing interests you, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, and hit the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. In today's video, I'm showing you a brand new feature that has been brought to us by the Chrome extension and software known as bookbeam, which I've talked about in many different videos. It is basically a keyword research tool for us to use to find brand new and profitable keywords on Amazon Direct Publishing and Audible ACX. But what I'm going to be talking about today is a new specific feature that bookbeam has brought to us that is honestly a very cool feature, and it's something that I am very happy they finally introduced because it's very valuable for us when we're determining what keyword to go with and if that keyword has enough demand for us to start publishing books within it. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be walking you through exactly how to use that new tool, what it is, and what the range of numbers, depending on what the tool shows us, are good, bad, and amazing. And I'll also be showing you a chart that you can screenshot with those numbers on it. And keep in mind, this is a pretty new tool, so I've been using this for the past 2 weeks or so. So these are the numbers based off of my experience over the past 2 weeks of using and just kind of playing around with this tool. Another thing to keep in mind is that bookbeam is estimating these numbers. They aren't exact numbers that Amazon's algorithm is just giving to them. But from my experience, they are pretty accurate, and it's usually plus or minus maybe a couple of hundred on. I'll show you what they are. But anyways, let's jump into my computer and go into detail on what this tool is, how to use it, and why it's so valuable. Okay, so as you can see, we're in my computer here now, and I've searched up an example keyword, just hiking for beginners. Let me run you down the old bookbeam numbers, and I'll show you the new one. And you can probably see it on screen already here, which I'll talk about in just a second. And I have quite a few examples to go over with you guys, so definitely stick around because there's gonna be many different keywords I'll show you to give you many different examples that show you different numbers to show you exactly what's good, what's bad, and what's amazing when we're looking for and using this tool with bookbeam. So when it comes to bookbeam, what we've always used has been average BSR, which is top left here. And we've also looked at the results that show up, which also is shown in when you click the bookbeam extension up top right here. You can see this is 4,000 results, similar to this number. The average BSR and the number of competitors and the average reviews are kind of the three metrics that we've used for keyword research in the past. So when it comes to average BSR, typically we're looking for an average BSR that's below 200K or so. That's going to show to us that there is demand for that particular keyword. And let me just give you a quick rundown of what average BSR is. So basically, when you search a keyword like hiking for beginners, there's going to be a bunch of maybe 16 to 20 books that show up on the first page here. And each one of these books has its own BSR, which is basically the best sellers ranking on Amazon. And the lower that number is, the more that book is selling on Amazon. So this one's 139,000, which is pretty good. 200,000, a little bit high. This particular keyword example, the average BSR is like 1 million, so it's not something I would recommend getting into, but it's just an example to show you guys. So it takes all the BSRs on the page, for example. So this one's like 2 million. You can see if I click the bookbeam extension, it'll show me all of the BSRs right here. So it takes an average of those and shows you up here what that average is. And the lower that average is, the more demand there is for that particular keyword. After that, we're looking at the results. If there's less than 5,000 results, usually that's a good sign there's not too much competition for us to compete against in that particular keyword. And then finally, we have the average reviews. And usually we're looking for not maybe 2 or 3 books that have over 1,000 reviews on the first page. So this one's checking that box. If they have over 1,000 reviews on the first page, that means it's probably too competitive for you to compete with and start ranking your book on the first page. Those are the three main metrics that we've continued to use and we still use with bookbeam, and still, in my opinion, are the best ones to look at. But bookbeam has given us a new tool here called search volume, as you can see in the middle. Okay, and with this one, the search volume is 217. So what does that mean? That means that there are average 217 searches per month for this particular keyword. So that's telling us an additional metric to base our demand feature off of, okay? So when we're looking at this keyword, there's 217 searches per month that are looking for this hiking for beginners keyword, which is pretty low. And I'll show you my scale in just a second on how many searches per month are good, bad, decent, whatever. But in this example, it's 217 searches, which is pretty low. And what you're gonna find is that search volume and average BSR kind of go together. So if the search volume is low, the average BSR is gonna be high because there's less demand for that particular keyword, which means there's less highly ranking books on that first page and less people looking to buy those books. So search volume and average BSR kind of go hand in hand, but search volume just gives us that extra reassurance whether or not we should go for a keyword or not. So again, in this example, 217 people are searching for this per month, which in my opinion is very low. So now that you know what we're looking at, let me show you the scale that I have for KDP. And there's also a scale for Audible. The numbers are a little bit different. So I'll show you what is good, what is bad, and then we'll continue through the examples that I have here on screen to show you guys what a good example might be and what a bad example might be. So as you can see on screen here, I have a little thrown together list of what I think are good numbers and what are not so great numbers when it comes to search volume. So this is KDP, keep in mind, so Amazon.com. These are the numbers on here. After I'll show you Audible. So on KDP, low search volume would be under 1,000 searches per month, right? And you can see the one we just looked at was 217. So clearly that is quite low and probably not something you want to look into. Decent would be 1,000 to 4,000 searches per month. So that's getting a little bit better there. There's definitely some demand. And that's a keyword that I would say if it has a low BSR around the 150 to 200,000 range or lower, definitely go for that one if it has good competition and average review numbers. Good would be around 5,000 to 10,000, and that is quite a very healthy amount of searches per month for a keyword. Very good, 10,000 to 39,000. That's a lot, and that has definitely got a lot of demand for it. What you'll find though, as you get higher in these average monthly search volume numbers, is that the demand will definitely increase, but the competition is also going to increase. So you're going to have a more competitive keyword when it comes to these higher search rankings. That's just natural with any business. Where there's demand, there's going to be competition usually. And ideally, we're looking for a keyword that has high demand and low competition so we can get in there and rank easily. And then amazing for search volume per month would be like around 40,000, 50,000 or more per month searches. Okay, so let's go back to our examples on Amazon. So this is the hiking for beginners example. Let's move into the mental toughness example. So this is another keyword that I've searched, and this is actually quite a good keyword. You can see the average BSR is below 200,000, has a lot of demand there. Only 5,000 results for the particular one. One thing to keep in mind is that there are a few books on the first page for this keyword that do have thousands of reviews, okay? But this isn't a keyword video. I want to show you the feature that we're looking at today. So moving over here, you can see the search volume feature is showing us that it has around 10,000 searches per month, which is very, very high. Okay, comparing that to our hiking for beginners, which had 200, this has 10,000. So what does that tell us? That tells us there's a lot of people looking for this keyword every single month. That means there's lots of demand for it. And this is reflected in the average BSR. You can see it's at 100K compared to the hiking for beginners, which was at 1 million. So that is definitely a good, high quality, in demand keyword. Okay, and this is actually a pretty good keyword in all. Unfortunately, there are some books that have thousands of reviews on it on the first page. But in my opinion, the demand is there, so you could try a book in this keyword if you have a higher budget for Amazon ads. So that is another keyword. You can see it's in the 10,000 range, which puts us in the very good category in terms of monthly search volume. Moving into my next example, which is DIY solar power. Let's just let this load. So looking at DIY solar power, this one kind of falls in between the two that we just looked at. It's not amazing in terms of search volume. It's not bad though in terms of search volume either. Okay, so looking at this one, the average BSR when I look at it today is March 5th. It's around 355K, which is a little bit higher than we want it to be. So the demand is a little bit lower on this one. And obviously this fluctuates, but around 300K for this particular keyword. Looking at the search volume though, 3,000 monthly searches. So that's pretty healthy. And going back to our list here, that's the decent range. Almost at the good range, but it's in the decent range. So 1,000 to 4,000 searches per month, which isn't too bad. It has demand, but it's not extremely high in terms of monthly search volume. And again, keep in mind, monthly search volume is kind of the third option we look at. I'm still looking at average BSR and the amount of results. And this one has very low results. The average BSR is decent. So in my opinion, this is a decent keyword that I'm looking at here. In terms of search volume, that kind of solidifies it. It tells us, okay, this has decent monthly searches. Maybe it has potential as a keyword. And keep in mind, this DIY solar power one is more for, it's kind of seasonal, so I expect this one to get better and better as we move into the summer months. And the next two examples I'm going to show you are examples of very, very high search volume and what you can expect to see when you find this kind of thing. So looking at this particular keyword, the average BSR, very low, very healthy. It's under 20K. It's at 14,000 right now. So obviously there's a lot of people buying these books. The results though, very high, 60,000. So that tells us there's a lot of competition for this particular keyword. And looking at the search volume, again, since there's high competition, usually that reflects in the search volume being very high as well. And you can see monthly, this particular keyword has 40,000 plus searches every single month. So obviously there's a lot of people searching for this keyword. There's a lot of demand for this keyword. But like I said before, even though this is an amazing search volume, Usually that means that there's a high amount of competition. But again, you can find certain keywords that have this search volume with low competition. They are out there. So I'm just telling you how to use this right now. My final example is this one right here, codependency. You can see it has a little bit lower competition, 10,000, which is doable, which is a great sign. The average BSR is below 200K, okay? There are some books with thousands of reviews on the first page. Keep that in mind, okay? This one has 13,000 at the top. This is the bestseller. But the search volume is in that very good range. It's at 26,000 searches per month, which is very, very good. And the average reviews aren't too bad. Like I said, there are a few that have thousands of reviews, so definitely keep an eye on that. But the competition isn't super high and the demand is definitely high, okay? Average BSR below 200K, search volume 26,000, so very good, very healthy. So these are some KDP examples, and these are the numbers we're looking for when it comes to KDP. When it comes to Audible and ACX, since there are way less books on Audible, the numbers are going to be a lot lower, okay? And that just is because there's less books to compete against. That means that there's not as much people on there searching every single month, okay? So looking at bookbeam search volume for Audible and ACX, you can see the low and the amazing ranges are a little bit different. So let's go over them. You can see for low, under 500 to 1,000 per month. So similar to KDP. As we move up though, you'll see the numbers get different. Good ranges around 1,000 to 2,500. Very good, 2,500 to 5,000 searches per month. And then amazing is 5,000 or more per month. Okay, so these are the numbers for Audible ACX. Take a screenshot of this, whatever you got to do. These are my personal recommendations when you're looking for search volume on Audible. So I have 3 examples for you guys to look at here. And when it comes to Audible, the numbers that we're looking for are an average BSR that's usually around the 20 to 30,000 mark or lower. So this is a little bit higher than we want it to be in terms of average BSR. Average reviews, very high. You can see some of these books have thousands and thousands of reviews in the self-help niche. And again, I searched a very general niche to show you a high search volume number. But obviously self-help can be pretty competitive. There's over 3,000 results. When we're looking for a keyword on Audible, we're looking for one that has under 150 to 200 results maximum for us to get in there and compete. Search volume though, you can see for self-help, it has a 4,000 monthly search volume amount. So looking at our chart here, that's getting us in the very good territory. So it's not too bad. And again, you'll see on Audible, when it has this higher search volume, you'll see this average BSR getting lower and lower. And I could probably remove some outliers, to be honest with you, on this page, which will drop that average BSR. So you can see there are 6,000, 6,000, 6,000. This one is 200K, so I can definitely remove that. That's an outlier in terms of BSR. 190, I can remove that. 200, I'll remove that. And that's going to drop it pretty low. That's going to get us down, let's go like this. That's going to get us down to the 20,000 range. So that is another good average BSR after we remove a couple of outliers. So again, looking at this particular keyword, it's definitely a good keyword in terms of average BSR and search volume, but the competition is high. Okay, so that's usually what you'll find with the search volume thing. But sometimes, like I said, you can find keywords that have that high search volume, they have that low BSR, and they have low competition. They are out there, trust me. Looking at another example, we have codependency here. The average BSR for this one is 70K, and again, if I remove some outliers, I think it drops me down pretty low. So let's go here. You can see there is an outlier here. Outlier here. There must be one that's really skewing this. It's just a few 200Ks, 100K. So after removing some of those outliers, it gets us down to 45K. And let's see, this one maybe, this one. So it gets us down to 33K. You can see the average or the search volume per month, 3,900 searches. So again, that's in the very good range. And then looking on the first page, this has 200 results. This one's a little bit better. Okay, it's not too bad. And you can see the average reviews are a lot lower on this one as well. So this is a keyword that definitely has potential. And trust me, you're not going to find something that's perfect, okay? You're not going to find something that falls within that average BSR we're looking for, the results we're looking for with the good search volume. It's hard to find. You can find it, but it doesn't take a while. So something like this is definitely a keyword with potential, in my opinion. Moving to my last example here, I just chose one that's a little bit lower. So you can see prepping on Audible. The average BSR you can see is very high at almost 200K. Search volume below 1,000. So looking at a chart, it's very low. And just overall, this keyword only has 100 results. So it definitely has low competition, but with low competition usually comes low demand. And that's definitely reflected here with the average BSR and the search volume with the numbers that they're showing. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. Hopefully that little demonstration of how to use the new bookbeam feature called search volume helped you guys out and showed you exactly how to use it. If you guys are interested, you don't have bookbeam yet, there is a link down in the description down below. If you use my code Dane, I believe it gets you a certain percentage off. Maybe it's 10%, 20%. I'm not 100% sure. It does change a little bit sometimes. I believe it's Dane 10 or something like that. There is a link down in the description down below that says it clearly. I think it's like 10% off any bookbeam plan. So if you want to get into bookbeam, start using these features and start to learn exactly how to find profitable keywords, that is your best bet. Before I let you guys go, I do want to mention I do have a 100% free KDP and ACX community. It's on Facebook. It's a 100% free Facebook group. And when you join it, you will see at the very top linked is my 100% free ebook 5-step guide to getting started with self-publishing. So if you're brand new to self-publishing, it is the perfect guide to get into it. So that is linked in the description as well. So make sure you click that, join the group, and I'll see you in the group. I answer all the questions in there and tons of other people in there. So if you have any questions, you can always post them in there. It's a very supportive group. So I'll see you in there. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, and hit the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. I post new videos every single week about self-publishing, online entrepreneurship, and just lifestyle in general. So if that kind of thing interests you, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in next week's video. Peace.